Imagine being a pirate so broken that instead of getting stronger, you decide to let corpses fight your battles for you. You lose to Kaido. You lose to Luffy. Your crew gets wiped out. The world government replaces you. And then Blackbeard humiliates you. This is why it absolutely sucks to be Gecko Moria. Pirates dream of freedom, power, and becoming king of the pirates. But then, there's Gecko Moria, a former warlord, a captain who once challenged a Yonko, a man who had everything and lost it all. Today, we're breaking down why Moria might secretly be one of the most tragic and most miserable characters in the series. Moria was actually built differently. He sailed into the new world. He challenged Kaido. Let that sink in. This man fought one of the strongest characters, young Kaido, and he lost. Badly. Kaido didn't just defeat him, he annihilated his entire crew. And this is where Moria's life truly falls apart. Because from that moment on, Moria stopped believing in himself. But here's the truth. Being Gecko Moria doesn't just suck because he lost to Luffy. It sucks because the universe of One Piece specifically designed him to fail at every single stage of his life. Here's what makes it tragic. Moria didn't become lazy because he was weak. He became lazy because he was traumatized. Instead of training, instead of rebuilding, instead of growing stronger like Luffy would, he chose a shortcut. His devil fruit, the Kage no Mi, lets him steal shadows and put them into corpses. So he decided, if my crew can die, I'll just make one that can't. That's dark. He built an army of zombies, so he would never have to experience that loss again. That's not ambition. That's fear. And fear is the most pathetic emotion for a pirate in One Piece. We don't know the full details yet, but the result was absolute. Kaido didn't just defeat Moria, he broke him. He slaughtered Moria's entire original crew. Every friend, every ally, every dream they shared, erased. This trauma explains everything. Moria didn't just decide to become lazy for fun. He developed a philosophy. If I never have real living friends, I can never lose them again. So he built an army of the dead. Zombies can't die. Shadows can't be killed. It's safe, and it's utterly pathetic. He swapped ambition for security. And that is the first reason it sucks to be him. He lost the will to live because he was too afraid to lose. When we reached Thriller Bark, Moria was introduced as one of the 7 Warlords of the sea. On paper, he's elite. In reality, he hides behind zombies. He lets oars do the fighting with the Straw Hats. And he literally stuffs 1,000 of stolen shadows into himself. Because he can't win fairly. Moria's entire power, the Kage no Mi, is about control. It's about stealing shadows to make himself stronger. But when Luffy absorbs 100 shadows, he effectively becomes a better Moria than Moria ever was. Luffy uses Moria's own power system to beat him. After Marineford, things get worse. The world government decides he's too weak to be a warlord. And instead of just firing him, they try to assassinate him. Yes, they try to quietly erase him. And the one sent to eliminate him? Don Quixote do Flamingo. Imagine being such a disappointment that the government sends Doflamingo to delete you. It's not just failure, it's humiliation. Marineford should have been Moria's chance to remind the world who he is. It's a war against the strongest man in the world. Surely a former Kaido rival can hang with the big boys, right? Wrong. He gets stopped by Jinbei, who wasn't even trying to fight him, to pass by. Doflamingo openly mocks him and tries to kill him. He goes from a warlord to a punchline to a hunted man in the span of a few years. Here's where it gets interesting. Despite everything, Moria actually cared about his crew. Unlike villains like Crocodile or Enel, Moria was broken by losing his crew. And later, he invades Hachinosu, Pirate Island, to rescue Absalom. That's insane. he storms the territory of Blackbeard. That's either suicidal loyalty, or honestly, it's the first time we've seen the old Moria. This brings us to the A. Moria represents something terrifying in One Piece. Not weakness, but broken ambition. In this world, defeat is fuel, but Moria let defeat define him. Kaido broke his spirit. Luffy broke his reputation. The government broke his status. Blackbeard broke whatever pride he had left. And what's left? A man who used to dream big, now surviving off shadows. But here's the crazy part. Oda doesn't waste characters. Is Moria finished? Or is this setup? Could he escape Blackbeard? Let me know your thoughts.